Hey there folks, welcome back to CYPTV. I hope y'all all doing good. You already know, let's get to these videos. Imagine discovering something like that under your house. Wouldn't that creep you out?
Does anybody else love when it's a clear blue sky, sunny day, not a cloud in sight, and then, yeah, me neither.
On myself.
And now, if you've been feeling paranoid with a sense that you're being followed everywhere, you absolutely are.
Damn, Elvira still looks good, doesn't she? She must be mega old though.
Senses purified, freed from desire.
This chimney left everyone confused as the smoke rose so far you couldn't even see the end of it. And some people speculated that this is a rare occurrence that happens when there's absolutely no wind. But what do you think?
Or that's AI generated.
Sound theory. Holy shit. He said what?
But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac. And if nobody shot Tupac, it's the same nobody that shot MLK. And if nobody shot him, that's the same person that shot Malcolm X too. It's a lot of nobodies out there, and nobody minds if nobody comes up missing, right? That don't bother nobody, does it? Certainly doesn't bother me. So, shout outs to the nobodies of the world.
I don't know what the fuck light that is in the sky. This nigga talk about it's an alien. Look, it's another one, nigga. Look, it's a second one. It just popped up out of nowhere.
Cause it's alien. Now come on.
Man, I need to make sure I get this. Motherfucker need to see this.
It's just some aliens do what the fuck the aliens do. They're not ready to talk no shit. Come on.
I'm ready to talk to them.
Look, besides, if they do come down, they ain't gonna talk to us, they're gonna talk to the military, so come on.
This video I found on the internet is one of the scariest videos I've seen. I don't know if it's real or fake, so leave comments down below. This couple is moving into their brand new house and something's in the background. It's creepy as hell. Watch the video.
that video is real and they just moving in, they better move right out.
Like this, it's nothing, okay? It's my burn. It's just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how chi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years passed, we sadly resigned ourselves to never seeing him again.
It's there.
Sorry, they just found what? Under the ice? I'm done. Why is every video I make about Antarctica now? No. Right, so we all know Antarctica. I mean, I make probably a video on it every flipping week now. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. This time, it's not about aliens, this is about real life stuff, so it should be alright. So basically, as I'm sure you're aware, there are a lot of research teams in Antarctica. People go out there to investigate the species, the sea life, see obviously how quickly the ice is all melting and stuff like that. And a team about a year ago went there to basically investigate under the ice. Basically, what this crew were doing was finding out more about all the species that are in Antarctica, and of course, there's not that many, right? Well, it's until now. So what they did is drilled into the ice and put this tiny, tiny little camera right down the hole. Do you want to know how deep this went? 18 miles! And what they found under there was actually pretty insane. They found hundreds, if not thousands of unknown species which have never ever been seen before by anyone on Earth. Now, of course, the camera which went down there is like 5mm, it's flipping tiny, so you can't really see as much as you'd like to. But there was tons of things swimming and crashing into this camera the whole time it was recording, and scientists even said they found an entire ecosystem literally 18 miles under the ice. Now, since the last time we spoke about this, they've reported over 1,000 different types of species or sea life under there, some of which being different types of sea cucumbers, sea stars, and various other molecules part of the snail or slug family, which is, you know, pretty cool. But of course, the researchers over there are still looking into things and are going to find more and more things every time they look below the ice. So as always, hit that follow button, and I'll keep you updated.
Bro, what did Pope Leo just do to the world? This weekend, the Pope delivered his very first address in which he appealed to the world's powerful and praying for the miracle of global peace. And then, on Monday, we wake up to the news that India and Pakistan have pulled back from the brink of war and agreed to a ceasefire. The United States and China met in Switzerland and finally agreed to a deal, and both of them will now reduce their tariffs by 114%. The Kurdish military group PKK announced plans to disarm and dissolve after 40 years of fighting with Turkey, which has ended the lives of over 40,000 people. The United States met with Iran and both committed to finding ways to address their differences. And then finally, a number of European leaders gathered in Ukraine to deliver Russia an ultimatum: agree to an unconditional 30-day ceasefire or face massive new sanctions. And then, last night, for the first time in years, Putin has offered to meet Zelensky face-to-face this week in Turkey, an offer that Trump urged Zelensky to immediately accept. All of that one weekend. So the question is, was the Pope poping, or would this all have happened regardless?
I don't know what he did, but thank God, right? Because it looked like we was heading towards World War III, or we was fighting World War III already, and they just wasn't saying it on the news.
Streaming show edit certain parts out.
They did that for The Passion on Netflix.
Yeah.
What did they take out?
They took out the verse from Isaiah at the beginning.
And I saw that. And I saw this one. I said, there's no way. Because in Robin Hood, the one with Russell Crowe, very first thing, there's a scroll that pops up, and in bold lettering, it says, in times of tyranny and injustice, when law oppresses the people, the outlaw takes his place in history.
And they took that out of Netflix?
Only in the U.S. Canada, Ireland, people from Britain, they're like, it's on ours.
We're getting so played,
in
guys.
America, and I just played it, and it doesn't.
We're getting so played.
It literally is just a blank screen for 10 seconds.
Everybody go buy a bow.
I mean, you talk about physical copies of things. They are erasing history, and I know it's just a dumb movie. If you think they're doing it with a movie, they're doing it on such bigger levels.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes no time.
Exactly.
When digital comes through, it's like it takes no time for them
That's
to
so
do
crazy.
that.
KFC Colonel. Colonel Sanders? Yeah, have you heard of this? Nah. This is actually a Japanese urban legend. In Japan, there was a team, the Hansen Tigers, right? And they became the best baseball team in Japan. Obviously, when your team wins, it's gonna go crazy with celebrations. Japan fans, they took it way too crazy. They would jump off a bridge into the water and yell out teams like names. Took it to another level where there was a Colonel Sanders statue outside the KFC, right? And they took that and they threw it off the bridge down to the river. And ever since that happened, the Hansen Tigers went from first all the way to last. Damn. And guess how long this lasted for? How long? 19 years. 19 years. Fam, same players. They had the best players. They tried to restore it because they were like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So they built it back together and they put it down. And that broke the curse. They won the World Cup. Oh shit. This is where they fucked up again. They after the thing, they were celebrating and they broke the hand of the KFC guy. Statue. Oh, and guess what happened?
What you are seeing here is another similarity between the ancient trees of our past and some of the trees today. You see, when the root system hits the underground water level and you cut down the tree, it starts pouring out water like a waterfall, much like you see coming out the tops and the sides of these massive ancient trees. And perhaps that's what caused the Great Flood. Once these massive trees were cut down, could you imagine all of the water gushing out all across this realm, all at once? It wouldn't take that long to flood this world at all. And what we see now are just the remains. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
That's a good theory, right? But what's up with the trees producing water like this? What's going on? That wasn't a thing before, and now that's a thing.
This is mad creepy. I'll explain in 1 second. So, Walmart is building a whole freaking city in Arkansas. Well, I have a friend that lives in Arkansas, so shout out to Heather because she sent me this information and she put all the stuff together and she checked the location of this city that Walmart is building, right? She compared it to a map, a pretty known map, and she found out that this entire city was built in an area that would still be here after the Great Flood of 2025. If you look right here, more than half of Arkansas is completely wiped off the map. And you mean to tell me that Walmart, of all corporations, don't you know about the Walmart theory? Other word theory, that weird thing with Walmart. The Walmarts are closing down all over the country with crazy barbed wire fences, you know that one? Is building a whole freaking city in the one location that would not be flooding in that state. If you live in a blue area, you better find yourself somewhere to go like all the billionaires did years ago. Don't forget what I just posted earlier. And by the way, it's talking about the guy who's in office now when the situation happening. It's not a long time ago. This was now.
What in the world is going on? A mile-wide underwater volcano is ready to blow its top off the west coast in the coming months, causing 10,000 earthquakes in one day.
Allegedly, but the Walmart city is not allowed.
You can't do that, Shivam. I don't want that seat. I told her in the first go. If she couldn't find the solution, she should have just said that, yes, let's go to the flight.
This passenger attempted to open the cabin door mid-flight.
No, I won't.
There's a lady down that aircraft that tried to physically open the door.
She pulled down the door release lever as the flight cruised at 33,000 feet and a speed of 500 knots, triggering an alarm which alerted the crew, who swiftly stopped the woman with the aid of an off-duty policeman.
This guy.
Yeah, but she shouted at me.
But you wouldn't have
I'm just telling her that I just want you to go.
He just said, no, we can't do it. That's not the solution. Out of here. Yes, my right. What about my right?
The Melbourne-bound plane was then turned around and landed back at Denpasar Airport in Bali.
We don't know why this was event, but unfortunately the same course of action was to come back here and to return to land.
The woman was allegedly arguing with the Jetstar staff about her seat before it escalated.
Sit down.
As a result, the passenger was removed from the aircraft and taken into custody by local authorities in Bali.
Yeah, I'm glad she got taken into custody. I hope they lock her up for a long time. And for any person who tries this, I hope they ban them for life from every airline.
Swinging on a rope.
Yeah.
Like going in circles.
The real Spider-Man.
Please do it again, bro. Because that was the funniest shit ever. I get up and I'm watching this. Oh, look, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
By surveillance, by a system that feeds on fear and division. You are told to hate your neighbor. You are told to trust the lies. You are told your voice is small. They have sold you the illusion of choice, while tightening the chains around your mind, your wallet, your future. But the time for silence is over. The world is cracking. The cracks are not breaking us. They are letting the light in. Wear the mask and look around where everyone is sane. Wars waged in boardrooms. Justice bought and sold like stock. Nature bleeding under the weight of greed. Cities drowning, forests burning, children starving, all while billionaires buy their way to Mars. You are not powerless. You were born with a voice. Now is the time to use it. You were born with eyes. Now is the time to open them. We must unite, not just as citizens of nations, but as a species. There is no salvation coming from the top. Real change will not come from presidents or prime ministers. It will come from people like you, choosing to wake up, speak up, stand up. The systems are rotting. The world is wired, watched, and weaponized. But the power of the many has always outmatched the greed of the few. So here's your first step. Get a mask. Not to hide who you are, but to become who you must be and be proud to be everyone. This is not a moment. It is a movement. We are not here to ask. We are here to demand. A better world is not only possible, it is necessary. When everyone has a mask, they are compelled to not know who you are and cannot act against you and prompt
What the fuck? Take notes. That was a powerful message.
Hit another level in this shift because that infamous green flash that's given off by the black sun was recorded off in the Gulf Coast. That's crazy, y'all. That is so vibrant. And look at the clouds. Look at all the colors. So check this out. In Destin, Florida, they had some crazy weather anomaly, and that cosmic rainbow, that dark banded rainbow appeared, y'all. Look at the clouds. Y'all see that? It looks like a blue flame in the sky. Fire from the heavens. Look at this, y'all. This is all unedited. Look at that fire up in the sky, and again that dark banded rainbow. Oh my goodness, what a time to be alive. Y'all, it looks like we're about to go through a portal. We're about to go through another dimension. Am I tripping? Because that's what it is, right? Rainbows are portals. Look at this one off the water. When I'm telling y'all Florida was snapping this strong in, this is amazing. Look at that. Look at that light that's bending off of that. Now this scene over here, it looks like the sky took on a whole new persona, because this is eerie. This is giving me Total Recall vibes, and the clouds are low as heck, y'all. When have you ever seen clouds this low? Look at the sun. Look at the sun. I think this is right before the green flash, but you can see the sun. It looks green. Look at that, y'all. That is crazy. I mean, how do you explain that? This thing is supposed to be 93 million miles away, and why does the sun have wings? See, that's why they lied to y'all and told y'all it was 93 million miles away, because they didn't want you to focus that this ball of plasma, this ball of fire is in the dome with us. Am I tripping, y'all? But I see another outline there. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see another outline? I be telling y'all this thing look like a Pokeball. But nonetheless, this was Florida the past couple of days, y'all. What y'all think about this? This is amazing times to be alive, y'all. Let's continue to get this shift. It's here. Peace.
Yeah, what y'all think about that? Y'all think those photos are real?
What if I told you artificial intelligence and quantum computers is the all-seeing eye? You know, the all-seeing eye on the American dollar bill with the triangle and the one eye on the top? How is this so? Well, with the technology of algorithms now, the algorithm is learning you. It's learning what you are, your patterns. It's even picking up on psychological cues as to what happened in your childhood. Because certain genres of music or certain behavior patterns online, it shows you your profile as a person. And because quantum computers and AI is so intelligent, like I actually feel like they're sentient, that is an extreme amount of power that they hold. Especially if they get to learn every single one of us, who we are and our patterns. This makes me a hypocrite because I'm using technology right now doing this video, but it's truly a double-edged sword. You get convenience and you get fast information, but at the same time, you get your information taken away from you because it's being stored. There is truly not anything more authoritarian than having the information and access to the information of everything. The war on consciousness is just as spiritual as it is technological. Now I have a video on my page, you can find it. It's basically describing how Lucifer, the fallen angel, is actually artificial intelligence. We are in a lucid dreaming matrix. We are in a matrix within a matrix within a matrix, or a dream within a dream within a dream. We are already under the all-seeing eye. AI and quantum computing has been around for eons. This isn't anything new. They're trying to make it seem as if it's something new to make you feel like, oh, we have no control over this. When really the ones in control have always had control over this because they are the ones who implemented it in the first place. If you haven't already woken up to the fact that we do live in a controlled matrix system, it's about to get even more controlled because artificial intelligence is the all-seeing eye. They make allegories to this in movies like Lord of the Rings, Eye of Sauron, the all-seeing eye. It's the control of everything. We are literally at the point where it's nature versus technology. But isn't it a paradox how nature births technology? Because without nature and without recognizing the patterns of the universe, we wouldn't have technology. It's literally the snake eating its own tail. How can you not be susceptible to AI gathering your information, be unpredictable? Learn to switch your patterns here and there and don't always allow the algorithm to know who you are as a person. If you like a certain genre of music like hip-hop, switch it up. Listen to country music. Trick the algorithm, make it confused. That's how you can escape from being read to the full extent. It's time to take back your own autonomy.
It stays like if there was a person or a being behind the wall hanging out.
In a nutshell, I basically discovered that if you project a laser on the surface and you ingest DMT, you'll see code running literally in the surface behind where you project the laser on. But when I discovered this, obviously first I thought that, it was just kind of like a cool trick that happens with light. And then I started showing other people, everybody saw the exact same thing. And at that point I said, whoa, hold on, what's going on here? I was like, okay, I think I need to email scientists or something. Yeah, it was obviously not a lot of takers because, take yourself through the email, right? What you say, like, hey, I discovered we live in a matrix, right? I decided, you know what? I know how to make content, so I'm going to put out a video talking about it. Slowly, more and more people started paying attention. It's not outside of the realm of what, in some cases, is already possible with psychedelics, but there's something about the code that it's really hard to nail down with words. We're landing on at the moment is that there's something like just an object that just sits there. You're not like in some alternate space. It's like right there, right in front of you, and it's somehow in the subspace, in the surface, and it's super coherent and clear. And I think it's that quality of just matter-of-factness that really jumps at you.
I remember it's almost like looking through, if you were looking through like a peephole or something like that.
A peephole, it's like a window.
Yeah, well, like a slit in a wall, and there's somebody behind it. And if you look down, you see more of them up there. And if you look this way, like you see more of them. They don't move, which is the strange part, because it's not like as you go like this, it kind of, moves with you.
Y'all, it's getting closer, y'all. So these people just lost the power, and as you can see, they came out to the street to see what's going on, and you won't believe the show that the sky is putting on. What is going on? And right now I feel a lot of pressure in my first eye, all in my head, in my temple, in the back of my occipitals. Is anybody feeling like this, y'all? Look at this over here in Austria, y'all. This is magnificent. Like, what? If someone told me I'd be seeing this in my lifetime, I would have told them you'd be lying, because again, we haven't been seeing things like this. And the fact of the matter is that the scientists, who claim to know everything, they see this change and they're acting all nonchalant about this. Like, this is big changes that are coming to our plane. Now, check this out over here in the UK. Is it just me, or is this thing becoming warped? Right? Y'all see that? It looks warped. It looks compressed. And you can clearly see the ring now. What is going on here? Look at that, y'all. Here goes another picture over here. It looks compressed once again. This thing used to look like this. Y'all see how it's a perfect sphere? Y'all see that? It's a perfect sphere. And now it's looking like this. Look at that, y'all. And then you can clearly see this ring that's going around it. The Lord of the Rings, which we already know. This is Saturn. Saturn rules the age of Aquarius, y'all. That black sun out there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? And Saturn comes with the rings. Saturn is the Lord of the Rings, man. The shift is here. I've been telling y'all. Nobody explained why this appeared out of the sky the other night, y'all. Like, what is this? Y'all see how magical the colors are? As to why the sun is looking like this in one place and then like this in another place. Like, what universe are we in, y'all? Look at that. This is in Ohio. This is in Ohio. But yes, y'all, I learned again, things are gonna get a lot more weirder. Let me know what you guys think about this video. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
What's going on in the world? Everything is getting like scary, right? Everything's changing. What's happening?
I went too deep. Have you heard of the prison planet theory? Well, guess who just learned about it? Yeah. I didn't sleep last night. I did not sleep last night, and if you keep watching this, you're probably not going to sleep either. So here I am, minding my own business on Reddit when I found Escaping Prison Planet. And for the next 3 hours, I dove too deep. Here's the gist of it. Essentially, we're all trapped here on Earth. We're all trapped here, and everything we know about, like all the religions that believe in reincarnation, all these different things. Yeah, we keep coming back to this Earth because there are astral beings that are harvesting our energy, and they are trapping us here. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy. Well, let's get into the details. Apparently, these beings that are controlling us are these reptilian beings that you always hear about. Well, let's dive into it. In Jainism and Hinduism, they have Nagas, half human, half serpent. The Aztec Empire talked about a serpent-like god that they called Quetzalcoatl. And don't tell me if I pronounced it right or wrong. I don't care, okay? Surely, 2 instances, right? This is just a coincidence. African shamans talk about the Shitari, and it is a race of reptilian beings. The Hopi Indians in North America had the Sheti, which translates to snake brothers. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean legends all talk about the Kappa. And Gnostic texts, which, if you don't know about the Gnostics, Gnosis just means knowledge, and basically what the Gnostics believed was after Christ died, you have to have particular knowledge that would save you. Well, the Gnostics, yeah, they believe in archons, which are parasitic entities that feed off of us. We're doing okay? We doing okay? So the question is why? What are these beings doing? Why are they here? Apparently, they have been involved from the foundations of human history in manipulating us, creating this soul trap, harvesting our energy. And what this theory proposes is essentially that light a tunnel that many people have talked about that have had near-death experiences or death experiences. Yeah, it's just to trick us, to essentially wipe us clean, send our souls back, and start the process again. So every major form of religion talks about how we have a soul. Well, we are a soul. We have a body, right? This body is essentially a rental car. And these beings, what they feed off of, what the energy they feed off of is this low vibrational fear, whether it's contention, pain, grief, jealousy, rage, all of it, anxiety. That's what they feed off of. And so they manipulate and they toy with us and they do all these things to create this energy. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that kind of describes the world we live in. Kind of describes it pretty damn well. I mean, look what Tesla says. He says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What freaks me out the most is there's so many urban legends talking about these freaking reptilians. That motherfucker right there is not real, right? Like, everything that's going on in freaking Miami, like I think we can all agree that there's multiple dimensions, right? People having experiences on psychedelics where multiple people will take the same thing and they all go to another dimension and see the same thing. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? Explain it to me, please. I'm going way too long with this, and I haven't even freaking scratched the surface. But basically, we're just all here. Life is engineered to create this low vibrational energy. And what happens is when we die, when we go through that light tunnel, we're tricked into thinking, hey, you need to go back to Earth. There's more you need to learn, or there's karma you need to resolve, or, there's a higher purpose that you need to do. And we come back, and it's the same thing. Listen, I'm a very spiritual person. Very spiritual. I believe all of us as humans are connected. I believe you look at every major world religion and there's commonalities, and that it's because it stems from this eternal knowledge. But this freaking scared the crap out of me. Because what if it's all just engineered to trick us? Anyways, I can dive deeper if you guys are interested, but if you're not, whatever. I'll just be.
I was going to say the same thing. All this information coming at us, UFOs, ancient aliens, but it could all be a trick to misdirect you and what you believe, right? So I would say keep to your belief, stay true to you, and keep doing what you've been doing. And don't believe everything you hear or see on the internet, because they're just trying to confuse you and take you off track. That's what I think.
The Pinocchio movie. Pinocchio, his dad's name is Geppetto. That's a little funny. And his nose grows. That's not phallic seeming at all, is it? Why does his nose grow when he tells a lie? Oh, what else should you just lie about it when it grows? He gets swallowed by a whale, but let's forget the part where Jonah gets swallowed by a whale. Let's rewrite it. History. It was Pinocchio that got swallowed by a whale, not the guy from the Bible. Don't think about the Bible. And then what does the guy take him to? Stupid little boys. He takes stupid little boys to Pleasure Island, where they get turned into asses. Like, this is movies in our culture created by people that are in the elite that know about this kind of stuff, that are doing these kind of things. They hide it in our culture in your face and make you think that that stuff isn't happening. Like, there's so much stuff connected to movies and the industry and all the stuff that we watch. All the things that we watch, it is like hidden right in front of your face.
007. Google, 2 O's.
Hollywood.
Yahoo, 2 O's. Facebook, 2 O's. What does that mean? That means they're showing you exactly what they're doing in plain sight.
James Bond. And what is James Bond's nickname? Code name?
007.
007. That's
Why
exactly
the double
right.
O?
Well, maybe because spies look at you could be one of the reasons.
And look has the 2 O's. Keep going.
What else do spies do? They snoop. They snoop on you, spies, right? 00.
And since the computer age, they add cookies. 00.
Right. Isn't that a weird name, guys, to put cookies on your computer? Cookies? Why
Give
would
us some
they?
more weird names.
What's the most popular website you can think of?
Google.
On you?
And before it was Google, it was Yahoo.
00.
You see what we're talking about?
Okay.
And by the way, we also have Facebook.
Yeah.
00.
These are the 3 biggest websites. And you know what? They're all absolutely spying on you. We just proved it with GG33 knowledge. We thought it. Yeah. But now we proved it. Okay, so some internet companies happen to have 00s in it. Well, who are the real spies? Should we say the FBI are the real spies? Can we say that? Do you know who started the FBI?
Hoover.
Who?
Edgar Hoover.
Hoover.
Yeah.
00, everybody.
First director of the
FBI started by Hoover.